to you. Hey, it's 8 o'clock on the dot on a Monday morning. It is February 12th. Why are you so tired today? I'm just kidding. I know what's up. Yeah, we had the Super Bowl yesterday. What a fun end. I didn't watch it until this morning because watched about through halftime. Then I fell asleep. Apparently it was really good at the end. Apparently it went into overtime. Oh well. I just can't stay up that late. But anyway, it's beautiful this morning. And as we're getting ourselves kind of geared back up, trying to do our thing, right? Try to wake up. We've got clouds over top of us. It's marginal VFR at the Sanford Airport, which is my home airport. I was just looking. So low clouds there at about 1,100 feet. I can tell you, just looking outside, it's an incredible breeze. I was like, I got to sit outside today and enjoy this. But you could definitely see those clouds over top. Let me take you over to Volusia County. This is a shot over New Smyrna Beach. Yeah, the clouds moving on through, and it is a gusty southerly breeze. We're going to have that gusty breeze through the day today. That's going to help to bring in our next weather maker. Now, at this point, there you go. There's a look at our first warning live Doppler radar. I'll loop it. Nothing to see here whatsoever. But look at those temperatures. Like short sleeves, polo shirt in February, sitting outside. You got to love that. 68 outside now in Leesburg. It's 66 in Ocala. 70 degrees New Smyrna Beach. Wonder why Orlando International's not reporting. Must have had a moment there. We're all having a moment just trying to wake up, right? Here we go. Temperature's looking fantastic, but it's going to be a warm one. South-southwest wind running about 20 to 30 miles an hour. So warmth, yep. Gusty, yep. Yeah, not too bad, right? 84 degrees, our high temperature. Yeesh, McGeesh. Rebecca says, I don't like the heat. It's going to be warm. It's going to be warm, yeah. Yeah. Now, there will be a few showers during the day, you'll notice there, right? A sprinkle or two early afternoon. Then we get a break. Then we get clouds and showers working into the mix. We've got a few things that we're going to want to discuss here, right? Yeah. Diane's asking, where's the coolness? Bro, I'm sitting right here. Hi. Coolness. I know I'm not cool. I know. All right. Well, before we get to the coolness, let's just kind of look at our day ahead, right? So today's forecast looks like this. 84 in Orlando, 83 in the Villages, 80 flat in Palm Coast. It's going to be nice and warm. When we compare these temperatures to average, obviously, we're nowhere near averages, right? Averages are in the mid-70s. Forecasts are in the 80s. We're actually quite close to records, though, for the day. Do I think that we're going to be shattering records? No. But do I think that we're at least going to be in the ballpark of records? That very well may be the case. Yeah, 85 in Sanford. Record is 87, so there's that. 84 in Leesburg, record is 86. So you can see we're going to be close. Now, the reason for the heat is actually a cold front moving our direction. And as they always say, it's darkest before the dawn. It's warmest before the cool. Showers and thunder showers moving into the panhandle as we speak. That front will be moving our direction later today. So let's do this. Let's dial up the old Futurecast model. And all right, here we are. Let's dial up the Futurecast model and just kind of see what our day looks like. So we've got the clouds this morning. Futurecast doing a great job kind of clearing out a lot of those clouds. 11, 11:30, 12 o'clock. It's going to be a gorgeous day. There, first round, a couple of popcorn showers, 1, 2 o'clock, right? Not a big deal, but a few showers around. Then we clear it out, and then we'll start to watch that line of showers and storms moving in. I think it'll be weakening as it arrives. There's 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, right? It's not going to be this like push of widespread severe weather. Gusty downpour, sure. I think that's likely. But it's going to be bedtime, like dinner time, bedtime. Sidebar, all I see, I wiped I'm sitting at like an outdoor dining table, and as I sat down, I looked and I'm like, I need to wipe. I wiped down the area that I'm sitting in right now, and there's like I pulled pollen all up. I'm going to need to wipe after coffee talk. Don't let me forget. I have to wipe the rest of this table down because it's gray, but it's starting to turn like yellow. So there's that. This will at least, I mean, I'm under shelter, so it's not like it's going to help my table when it rains. But at least for all of the allergens, we'll get a little bit of help here. But there's 8 o'clock tonight on Futurecast. Suffice to say, 9 o'clock pushing some of that rain into the metro. 10 o'clock pushing out east. And by 11 o'clock, we're clearing out. And then notice for tomorrow morning, some high thin clouds through the day tomorrow. The high thin clouds linger. And then tomorrow, late into Wednesday, I should say, we're finally turning clear. So there is that change that's coming in. Here's a look at the overall weather picture, right? Warm, no longer warm. That cooler air sneaking in, and then looking ahead to, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it's going to be gorgeous. High temperatures, though, are going to take that tumble from today's 84 to 70 for tomorrow, 72 for Wednesday, 75 for Thursday. So we do quickly start to climb, and this is the time of year when we get a cold front. It can be intense. But then, of course, we get into the whole idea of warming. We're on the back end of winter. It's not like we're getting into these long, cold blasts. We'll still have the opportunity to get some cool, but don't expect it to be like long, drawn out, that kind of thing. All right? So, any questions about where we are right now? We can then move on if we've got no other questions. Diane's asking about the 500 forecast. We absolutely need to look at that 500 forecast. Any other questions, comments, concerns? Anything. Just hose down the table and call it a day. I need to figure something out. It's like I've got my outdoor. We built during COVID. We built an outdoor kitchen. It's yellow. It's all yellow. Everything is yellow. And it was all yellow. Look at the sky, how it shines for you. Anyway. It was all yellow. If you're curious, by the way, as to why everything's yellow, our allergy graphics pretty clearly show the pollen count's high. But you didn't need me to tell you that. Just look everywhere, right? Like just look everywhere. Look at the table. Look how it is yellow. Yeah. Spring is springing in Central Florida. Right, Janice? Yeah. Yep. Still have speed weeks. Yes, and we've got speed weeks. And I'll tell you, looking at the 7-day forecast, which I need, don't forget to, it works. All right. I was going to say, don't let me forget. I had to put in a new sponsor for Wesh. Usually I don't use the sponsored version on Coffee Talk, but I needed to check to see that it worked. And it does. Very cool. All right. Whatever the bosses want, the bosses get. So 7-day forecast. All right. So now I can check it off that it's working. But 7-day forecast showing a nice stretch of weather. But this weekend, it gets to be a little iffy, right? Why? What's going on? Well, we'll have an old front over top of us Saturday. It dies. And then during the day, Saturday into Sunday, little storm system kind of sneaks on through. What does said storm system do? Bring scattered showers and scattered thunder showers. The Daytona 500 forecast is in jeopardy. So let's do this, okay? Let's see. Best way to do this, let's just look at the raw model data. We'll start there. Yeah, if you're a fan of the Daytona 500, if you've got plans to head out to the Daytona 500, just understand it's going to be one of those in jeopardy kind of years. I feel like, I grew up here in Central Florida, and I feel like more often than not, we at least have something in the ballpark in that time frame, So let's see where we're at. This is the raw GFS. There's that little front moving through tonight. What we're looking at is pressures, okay? Moves through, high pressure builds in, late week. So leading up to the 500, it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be the 500 itself that, gets to be a struggle. And Emily's asking, Disney trip this weekend, tell me it won't be a washout Saturday through Monday. So here's Saturday. That's 10 a.m. Saturday. The blue colors on this map indicate lowering pressures. You know, and through Monday, what I do think is really interesting is you've got that first push of low pressure, and then it kind of has this lowered pressure around South Florida, and then going up the East Coast. And guess what? Knowing how this weather pattern has played out in previous cycles, that's exactly what it's supposed to do. This, at least on the GFS, is the most representative of previous patterns and cycles I have seen. Kind of impressive, actually. Developing low and then going right up the East Coast. So what that tells me, we'll switch modes here on the GFS in just a moment, but what that tells me is that, yeah, we're going to have some rain, my friends. So let's switch over to the radar plots. Okay. And I'm going to zoom it in for a moment. Nope, wrong button. What is it? Inches. Okay, 3 hours. Okay. All right. All right, so let's say 4 a.m. Saturday. This is 3-hour precipitation. Okay. Saturday, starting to see this GFS. And let me back it up here. So that's 10 a.m., a few showers, but 11 a.m., 12, 1 o'clock, showers. Getting heavier, that's 4 o'clock, okay? That's 7 p.m. Saturday, rain. Showers kind of on again and off again overnight. That's 10 a.m. Sunday, influx of even more moisture. That's 1 p.m. Sunday. That's 4 p.m. Sunday. So for now, at least, the American GFS model is going with a fairly soggy weekend. Yeah, from the group yellow card. That's funny, Brian. Even if you didn't mean it to be funny, that's funny. So yeah, at the moment, the GFS is going wet, which isn't good for race weekend. Yeah, Annie says, no, it's race weekend. I know. Larissa says, we will be there. Go every year to the 500. And that's just where we're at, right? Like, okay, so there's going to be some rain. That's the GFS. Let's switch over and let's look at the European. Pressure, anomaly pressure. Okay, all right. Now the European rolling, that's the little front moving through, high pressure building in, and then that's Saturday, 1 p.m. Kind of show pressures lowering over South Florida and then kind of in the vicinity. So the Euro wants to focus the lowered pressure a little further into the peninsula, but I would still suspect, yeah, that it wants to keep rains around. So it just depends on what ends up playing out. But for now, that's Sunday morning. That's 7 a.m. Sunday, 1 p.m. Sunday, 7 p.m. Sunday. So, both of the global models are trying to go with a nice wet pattern. Yeah, Jennifer says, not looking great, racers. Listen, I feel like more often than not, though, at the very least, we have to watch rain for the 500 weekend. It's just the way that it goes, right? Michelle, so moist. So moist. Oh, man. Yeah, so moist. So there's that. I am curious. Let's dial up the ensemble plots. I just want to see where the models are wanting to throw the lows. All right. Yeah. So there's Saturday into Sunday. So less of them are really wanting to fire up low pressure over the Gulf early. They're kind of taking the first parent low to the north and then popping up some lows over Florida, crossing the peninsula, which I think would probably be pretty good. That's the American GFS. Let's switch over to the European. They're not really going intense lows, but there's going to be low pressure. I mean, certainly moving over. Yeah. So, look, at the very least, we've got a pretty good idea here. It's going to be wet. And it's not necessarily what any of us want for a weekend forecast. But I'm telling you early, and we've been talking about this for a while, right? Like, for weeks here on Coffee Talk, I feel like we've been discussing this. It's a part of our cycling forecast. It's a part of our hurricane season forecast. It's a big benchmark that we knew we had to hit. And before any of the models were even trying to figure this out, we had discussed it. We discussed the dates. So you shouldn't be caught off guard. Does it stink that it's going to fall on 500 weekend? Absolutely. But emotionally, let's get there. Like, the first part is acceptance. So let's accept the idea that this weekend's forecast doesn't look great. Now, as far as severe weather goes, I'll tell you the dynamics don't really look there. We're not talking about a significant threat at the moment. For me, if I'm honest with you, this part of the pattern has given severe weather to us. So we'll have to watch it, but at the moment, it's not screaming severe weather. But let's observe. Let's wait and kind of ride it out. But at the moment, 5, 6, 7 days early, the models aren't screaming severe dynamics, but we're not into convective allowing model range yet. We're just in the longer and medium range models, so we'll have to eyeball that and see, how it plays out getting into the more mesoscale, higher resolution models. And we'll do that. We'll do that. Don't you worry about it. All right? Lisa says, well, I've sat and waited for racing at 1 a.m. before. If they get any kind of a break, they will race no matter what time it is, right? They'll figure it out. They'll figure it out. This ain't our first rodeo, right? Like, we've done this before. We know what to do. Yeah. Good times. But how do the Bahamas look this weekend? I'm on a cruise. Well, the moisture's moving that direction, Derek, so it may be a little slowed, but it's still moving that direction. So there. Brad, this one isn't the main feature for the LRC. This is one of them. This is one of the bigger pieces of the puzzle for sure. Yeah, this is definitely a part of the pattern that we have seen several times, and a part of the pattern that I want to remember. We talk a lot when we discuss hurricane forecasting and long-range forecasting. You can't trust the models, right? Because models are guidance, not gospel. So I'm interested to see what the models are saying, but for my long-range forecasting, I'm actually more interested to see what actually happens, both in terms of where do the lows move, in terms of where is the stronger weather, in terms of what's the gustiest winds, in terms of what's the heaviest rains, all of that. Because as I sent Jeremy Nelson, who co-authors the hurricane forecast with me, up at WJCL, our sister station in Savannah, Georgia, I said, this is probably the last big part of our hurricane forecast, or last big feature that we'll get to see before we issue the hurricane forecast. So this is going to be kind of an interesting little player to watch. But I'll tell you this much, my friends. Come March the 1st, we're almost there. We are going to be issuing our hurricane forecast. So be ready for it. Tune in. I won't be in Central Florida. I'll be on a work trip. So it just means that wherever I am in Huntsville, Alabama, at the Holiday Inn Express or whatever the heck, I don't even remember where I booked. That's where it will, that's where we'll put out our broadcast from. But there's a lot of things I need to do ahead of time. I'll need to get the stuff to air on WESH ready, because I won't be at WESH that day, but I want to make sure that it's on the news and all of that fun stuff. So in the biz, we call that look lives. Yep. Mike says models are guidance, not gospel, but Eric is gospel, not God. Well, I don't want to be too preachy, but I appreciate what you're saying. Oh, geez, Mike, the weather according to Eric. Oh, man. Diane says, I'm from Huntsville. I'll be there when you are. Oh, my gosh. Hello, Diane. Wouldn't that be funny? We're going to be near downtown. I know that our weather conference is downtown. It's one of our weather vendors. So, yeah, funny. I don't know what we're doing, but yeah. Carol says 10 named storms, 3 majors, my predictions. Well, we'll see. We'll see. So that's where we're at. Questions, comments, concerns? Anybody? Anything? I miss that the Eric-isms slogans have never made it to merch. What Eric-isms, though? I had a former anchor who used to keep a list of them, but what Eric-isms would you want on merch? Oh, man. Good times. Our weather conference is full of hot air. A kid. Good gravy. Oh, man. Well, heck, if you're staying at the Holiday Inn Express, it should be a great report. Well, yeah, right, because I'll double in intelligence if I'm staying at I don't even know where I'm at, actually. Where am I staying? So I've got its address, but I don't have... It's on Clinton Avenue. There's the... it's a Hampton. The Hampton. That's where I'm staying. Hampton Inn and Suites. Good times. I guess I'm not going to be as smart. Oh, man. I would wear a Florida's Gonna Florida t-shirt. See, I should make that, Tim. I should make that. Get my side business going. Mike, they were mentioning earlier that you did music on Fridays. What's that about, and would you bring that back? The copyright police got me. The Facebook police got me. So no, I can't do that one anymore. Can we talk about the Twisters trailer last night? Oh yeah. Well, let me find my tweet about it, and I'll air it. I have not been paid by this company, but I can certainly share this. Let's take a look together. If you watched the Super Bowl, you saw this. Let me dial it up. If you did not watch the Super Bowl, you would have no idea. Paste. Okay, hold on. Stop. Make it that. All right, I'm going to bring this back. Okay, so I saw the trailer last night on the Super Bowl, and I had to laugh. So let's set this up the correct way. So we've got Twister, which every time I watch it, I start live tweeting it. I start live tweeting it with inconsistencies in science. So maybe what we'll do is we'll pick a time and we'll all try to go and see Twisters together. I think that would be hilarious. What do you think? When it comes out, we'll see it together. Anyway, without further ado, my friends, the live stream, not really live, but the rebroadcast of the Twisters trailer. Let's take a listen. Wait, why did it freeze? Let's try this again. Of course, my internet's being grumpy, because that makes perfect sense. All right, awesome. Let me try and refresh this. Love that.
Guys, whatever's in there, it's big and it's moving fast. Drive. Go, go, go! Tyler Owens calls himself a tornado wrangler. If you feel it, chase it! I said if you feel it, chase it! All right, here we go.
You thought you could destroy a tornado.
We never had a chance.
You want one? You don't face your fears. You ride them. We got twins! Twins!
Was that it?
Nope.
Thoughts? Anybody? I'm curious. And this is all your fault, by the way, Mickey, for bringing it up. I don't know what to think. I loved the first movie when I was a kid. Being a meteorologist, there's a lot of Hollywood in it. But at the same time, like, isn't that what you would expect? Wouldn't you expect Hollywood to Hollywood? If Florida's gonna Florida, wouldn't you expect Hollywood to Hollywood? I guess so. What are all y'all's thoughts? Taylor says, real coffee talk field trip. Yeah, I think we may have to do it. Steph says we can rent out a theater. I mean, I don't know that we would have the... See that bug? I don't know that we would have like a full-on need to rent out a theater, but at least, you know, when the times come out, we just try to book that. Taylor says nothing will beat the original. The original was also a little terrible in its own right. The Tornado Wrangler. I just need to know two things. There had better be Bob's Road. Like, there are certain things, you know, in all these types of movies, we do Easter eggs. There had better be Bob's Road. Right? Cece says, couldn't come up with something different. I mean, we don't need to watch it again. I want to put up the 7-day, but I forgot to pop it up professionally. What do you think? Twins, how cute. Twins, Basil. Like, there had better be Bob's Road. All I'm going to say. There had better be cows. Stephanie says, too much like the original. Well, what do you expect? Twister. Like tornadoes. I do think that I will be severely disappointed if it is the same movie, just like a little different. We need to take it a different direction. I don't know. Jennifer says, I'm going to watch it. Yeah. Melanie says, love the special effects, but the science part is wrong. There was definitely a lot of science wrong, but it's Hollywood, so I guess we have to, you know, we have to go there. Jeannie says, I'm pretty sure one cannot outrun a tornado, just saying. Cece says, and how could you not have Helen Hunt at all? Well, are they in, is it canon, or is it in a completely different, like, world, you know? I don't know. I'm curious how, I feel like they could have, like, a picture of Bill Paxton and a pic, you know, and like, talk, I don't know. I'm curious. I'm interested. I'll see it. We'll go see it together. We should go see it together. Gisela says, never thought about watching weather movies as a meteorologist. Now I'm wondering your take on Day After Tomorrow. I had forgotten that movie existed. I'm pretty sure I will hate every bit of it. I feel like Twister tried and got a little theatrical. I feel like The Day After Tomorrow did not try at all. If memory serves. Christina, it's not going to be meteorologically accurate. And I think if we just get there together, then maybe we can all do the movie. feel like that's going to be a needed thing. The rivalry between the crews makes me think of the Coffee Talk crew versus Mike's Weather Page crew. I said one thing that was misconstrued to be about Mike, and I got like threats at the station. Also, like, Mike pops into Coffee Talk. I'm going to have him on Coffee Talk. Like, my struggle in the weather world is hypers that go off on tangents. And, Mike, I feel like just throws all the data out there. He's a personality. Like, you can love him or hate him. I have no problem with him. Nice enough guy. But I feel like where I have a problem is where the people are fake. And like, look, it's going to be a Cat 7 hurricane. Like, no, it's not. Oh, man. Mickey says, where are the cows? We'll see. We'll see. We should probably go see it together, though. That'd be kind of fun. That'd be kind of fun. All right, that's all I got. Jennifer says, I bet Jim Cantori makes a cameo. I think he was still working at the Weather Channel. I think he had already started at the Weather Channel when the first Twister came out. So there's that. All right, that's all I got. That's all I got. It's 8:31. I guess it's time to go to work. Thank y'all for hanging out. Be the sunshine in someone else's day. Sound good? Sound like a plan? We'll go see it together. Make fun of it. Oh, man. All right. Be good, y'all. Be the sunshine in someone else's day. I will see you all later on. I don't think I'm doing TV today, but I'll be posting and doing all that stuff. All right? I had to say Cat 7, Lauren, over on YouTube, because there are people that already want a Cat 6. Hey, guy, I can't even handle it. All right. I'll talk to y'all later. Take care.